Hello Manchester fans. Welcome back to today's latest updates. Hope you'll enjoy the full video. Paul Pogba completes return in Man Utd's nightmare run-in as Ruben Amorim sinks to new low. Yes, finally, Man Utd's horror season could go from bad to worse in its final few months. A hell of a lot has to fall in place for Manchester United before the end of May if Ruben Amorim is to end his first season as the club's head coach with even the slightest hint of positivity. The Red Devils still have the opportunity to salvage something from a horror campaign, just as they did with last year's FA Cup final victory against Manchester City. However, good decisions and a bit of fortune will go a long way in ensuring that Amorim and his squad don't head into the summer on a whimper. There is little to play for in the Premier League, with United slumped in 13th with 9 fixtures left, most of them unfavourable. Express Sport picks out 3 outcomes that the Old Trafford Giants must avoid in the 3 months so that a bad campaign doesn't become worse. Paul Pogba returns to Man United. And on that note, one of the worst things United's new-look hierarchy could do is sanction Paul Pogba's shock return to M16. The 32-year-old midfielder is a free agent after completing his 18-month doping ban earlier in March, and he has unsurprisingly been linked with his former club. However, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, his football leadership team and Amorim have made it abundantly clear that United must focus on lowering the average age of the squad and the wage bill. Pogba's third spell at the club would be detrimental to both ambitions and make no sense whatsoever. Ruben Amorim fails to win gold. It's Europa League or bust for Amorim. Glory in Bilbao on May 21st represents United's final shot at silverware this season and European football in the next. If the Red Devils can maintain their unbeaten record after 12 matches and lift the trophy, they will book a ticket for the 2025-26 Champions League. Amorim's side finished third in the league phase, winning all 4 games under his watch, and thumped Real Sociedad 5-2 on aggregate in the round of 16. A quarter-final clash against Lyon awaits in April, with Athletic Club, Lazio, Tottenham Hotspur and Rangers among the other top contenders potentially standing in United's way down the line. Chelsea send Jadon Sancho packing. There are positives to be had from receiving a £5 million fee from a loan deal, during which half a player's wages were covered. But it's no secret that United would be far better off if Chelsea stayed true to their agreement and paid £25 million to sign Jadon Sancho permanently in the summer. Amorim needs the funds to revamp his squad and could generate at least £80 million from offloading Sancho, Marcus Rashford and Antony. If the 24-year-old does return to Old Trafford, he would be destined to leave for elsewhere regardless. But United can't afford to waste time trying to find his next destination with so much else to. Pogba wants to join Messi at Inter Miami. 2018 World Cup champion and UEFA Nations League 2020-21 winner with the French national team, midfielder Paul Pogba, who is currently a free agent, has decided where he wants to continue his career. According to Fishages, the 32-year-old French player aims to join Inter Miami. Negotiations with the American club are reportedly in the advanced stages, and a deal could be finalized soon. It's noted that Pogba's decision was influenced by the presence of Lionel Messi at Inter Miami. Pogba's last club was Italian side Juventus. He terminated his contract in October of last year. He also previously played for English club Manchester United. Recall that on March 10th, Paul Pogba's 18-month suspension for doping officially ended, and he is now eligible to participate in official matches. Australian officials are considering the option of staging canoeing competitions on a river inhabited by crocodiles for the 2032 Brisbane Olympic and Paralympic Games. The decision to select the Australian city as the host for the 35th Summer Olympics was made in July 2021. Australia previously hosted the Games in 1956 and 2000. According to ABC News, the canoeing events could take place in Rockhampton on the Fitzroy River, known for its crocodile population. Reports indicate that the state leaders will present a plan for the Games on Tuesday, March 25th. Paul Pogba supported by Marcus Rashford and 6 Man United players after sharing family update. Paul Pogba passed another milestone this month and which was recognized by former Manchester United teammates. Paul Pogba is soon to make his return to football with the former Manchester United favourite making huge efforts to get fit again before finding himself his next club. The Frenchman has been without a club since mutually leaving Juventus, who he joined at the end of his second Man United spell in 2022, last November following a doping ban. Pogba had been sentenced 4 years out, though a successful appeal by the Court of Arbitration for Sport (CAS) saw the ban reduced to 18 months. Since the turn of the year, the 2018 World Cup winner has been back in training and across that time has been linked with a return to Old Trafford, though the club are likely to target a different profile, or possibly joining David Beckham-owned Inter Miami in the MLS. But whilst Pogba has great focus on resuming his career, there is always time to celebrate a birthday. On March 15th, he turned 32 years old. And over a week on from the big day, he shared a post to Instagram of the party, writing, "Surprised by love. Thank you to my amazing wife and friends for this unforgettable birthday celebration. Truly blessed." He was joined by partner Zuli, who in her own post wrote, "Surprise me Ray. You deserve only the best." They were also joined by tennis sensation Carlos Alcaraz, basketball star Jimmy Butler, and Miami entrepreneur David Gripman, as well as a lot of love from football supporters in the comments on the post, which was also liked by several former Man United teammates of Pogba's. Marcus Rashford, who is on loan at Aston Villa until the end of the season with a £40 million buy option present, was notably supportive of the now 32-year-old. Club captain Bruno Fernandes joined him. And then Juan Mata led a cohort of fellow former stars, including Jesse Lingard, Facundo Pellistri, Brandon Williams, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who also liked the birthday post. Manchester United could have 2 perfect Jadon Sancho swap deals this summer. Man United could have Jadon Sancho on their books again by the summer transfer window. Jadon Sancho could end up at Manchester United again this summer, and it might not be as bad as it first sounds. The 25-year-old initially joined Chelsea on a loan deal until the end of the season, with an obligation for it to be made permanent at the end of the campaign. United had banked on earning between £20 million and £25 million from his sale, but could end up with just £5 million if Chelsea accept a financial penalty for exiting the agreement. It would put United at an immediate disadvantage with regards to their summer budget, though they could actually use Sancho as a pawn in their own summer business. Ruben Amorim would be given the final say on what to do with Sancho if he ended up back at Old Trafford, though the head coach has already claimed the forward is not his problem. It is understood United still view his future elsewhere and plan to sell him even if Chelsea turned down their option to sign him. Manchester United might have perfect Jadon Sancho transfer solution. Although he has not taken the Premier League by storm this season, Jadon Sancho is still an extremely talented footballer and someone plenty of teams would be happy to take a risk on. The main issue concerning his transfer is the finances involved, as United look to avoid a heavy PSR hit and only so many clubs can afford his wages. Those two factors naturally fuel suggestions of a move to another English club or a league as rich as the Saudi Pro League, given that clubs would have the money for both a transfer fee and a loan fee. Though links with a return to the Bundesliga have also emerged, as Sancho looks to recapture the same form at Borussia Dortmund that drove United's initial interest. Dortmund and Bayer Leverkusen are the 2 German clubs to have been linked with a move for Sancho this summer, both possible options that could work to United's advantage. A way to navigate the financial complications of a permanent exit would be to include Sancho in a swap deal, something particularly appealing this summer. United are set to have a tight transfer budget, and with so many issues to address, they might not be able to spend big on one star player, such as the need to bring a handful of new faces to the club. It means they could be forced into creative solutions to their squad rebuild, such as offering Sancho as part exchange for someone like Dortmund ace Felix Meka or Leverkusen star Jeremy Frimpong. The duo have both been linked with Old Trafford moves this summer, though it seems unlikely United would be able to afford either of them, while the priority is to add a striker to the squad. However, a move for one of them might not be so unrealistic if they can subsidize the fee with the talent of Sancho. A permanent move to Chelsea could still be on the cards, but it might not be such a problem.